Hello and welcome to another episode of Mechanical Mastery. This is episode 14, and in this episode here we are going to look at the catalytic basilic, whatever it's called for the polarizer, to increase our ingot production, and we are going to set up this contraptions that's behind me basically. So yeah, let's get going. So since last time I expanded this out to be one for each ingot, I thought that would be the best approach to it after a bit of consideration. I've added a crafting array down below here with detectors for all of them. It's running right now, even though that's a manual process right now. Let's just put it that way. Still need to figure out how to power the steam engines down below. I could use deployers for it. I could use the arm for it. I think I want to go for the arm, but yeah, I need the precision mechanism for that first. Additionally, there is the question about the what is this called? The catalyst. I think it's the name of it, if I remember correctly. And right now, I do have majority of things that I need to actually craft the catalyst. Not like that. What are they called? They're called, it's the earth charges that I have been testing out, but I really want to get to the higher tier of this. So to the basilisk item here, and maybe even in the future, the enriched basilic, what are they called? Basilic reagent. Okay. So for actually crafting this one here, it's fairly straightforward. It's a quick craft of turning one earth charge into one basilic. Thinking of that, I probably want to make sure that this scales, because yeah, we need to take that into consideration when doing a ton of stuff here. We do need a purification chamber for it. So purification chamber, there we go. And then we need a sulfuric acid. Luckily we have that in a quantum. Did we have a quantum available? We do. So I think we should be able to plot down the quantum entangler right behind here. Set this one up here so that it's connected to us. So it was sulfuric acid. I'm just double checking before I set up something. Yep, sulfuric acid. So set this one here for sulfuric acid. That means that we now have sulfuric acid in that. Yep. Then we can add a purification chamber in front of it. Does not get anything as of yet. It does get... No, it did not. So let's see here. We need to configure you to spew out gases in the front. Yeah, you don't want to accept any items. You want to output, auto output, gases, auto output. And gases comes from any side. Yeah, energy comes from any side. Okay. So why does that not work? Am I misconfiguring something? Is sulfuric acid not a... Oh, right. It actually has to be blue and not input. I need to actually read what it says there. So now it has power. Now it has sulfuric acid. Cool. What we then want to do, or what I was thinking of creating was a crafter. Take a regular crafter, plop it on top of here, and say, you craft that. And of course an interface. And that should actually take care of the first craft here. Do we wanna... We should have enough stuff here to be able to... Can I just take one? I don't seem like... At least I don't know the shortcut for it. So while we wait on those items there, we might remember to add one of each. As this is a purification chamber, it can be improved by gas upgrades. Actually, I'm wondering here. These down here, they also have gas upgrades, so I better actually upgrade them before I spend all my sulfuric acids needlessly. get back to that. I'll get back to that. So we have it here first. Did we get the interface? We did. Perfect. Yes, I still know that I can plot down importers. There's that, but now I have an interface, and that's really what I want to go with. So let's see the best. Let's see if it works. Say we want a stack of it. We likely need to configure you to have input at the top and output at the bottom. Yeah. Do split, please. Wonder if there's anything that says how much. There's 200 millibuckets of sulfuric acid per it. It's not super much, but it is, however, a bit. What I want to do here, I'm going to go down here, grab up the... How do we want to do that? Do we want to have exporters per? No, I think I want to have a draw instead. Single draw. And have some pipes. It takes input from the draw. Something in the front here, and then just runs it along the entire backline here. This is gonna be terrible, actually. I need to get in and disconnect the backside. Yeah, do that. So, can I do this smarter? I think maybe place one down at a time and then disconnect it. Yep. If I can actually see what I'm doing here. Perfect, and there we have it. So, oh, Jesus. How did that one get that? Oh, right. Can I get rid of that in some way? Anyway. You know what? It's 4 crossed iron. We will survive. We will survive. So we wanted an export bus here. I was also thinking that this is a draw, but I think I want to downgrade it. So downgrading it like that, but I don't actually just want to downgrade it, I want to upgrade it as well. And then have a 4 here. So we have a... No, not a 4. No, a 4 would work fine. So like that. That means that we can have 4 stacks here. So downgrade it down to 1 stack, and then when you put out upgrades in afterwards, it upgrades it by 1 stack at a time. Small little thing. Only you would only... Oh, this is not what I want. I want the export. That you would only know if you have actually played around with it quite a bit. And then hook it up. And this is just temporary. We are hooking this up as in... Not always easy, right? I do not have any cable. Like that. It's still running. I love it. It just means that I'm getting more and more resources here, and it's kind of quickly starting up. It's also really, really expensive. I think I've used at least 15 million EMZ so far. Basilic reagent? Yep. And now we will have a boost of it. This is actually one of the cool things about this one here, because the basilic ingredient here will boost up the production of everything. And it's if I understand the thing here is that the use chance, if I look at here, if we compare them, so basal power have a 50% use chance, means there's a 50% chance whether or not it's gonna be used up in the processing. The earth chance has a 38%, which is also fairly high. This here has 25%, which is lower, but once we actually get to the enriched basilic, I hate that word. Let me just put it that way. It does not flow off the tongue for me. It's just annoying. But yeah, it has a 10% use chance, meaning that you can, over time, say that for every 10 ore you process, you have you will lose one. But yeah, it's a nice little little thing. So let me quickly craft a few patterns here because I actually want to upgrade that one. I probably don't need the netherite one for it, but I did want to have like one of the bigger ones. And I do also need them. I just remembered that I do need them for some of the other items over there. So if I craft 11, that should be perfect. Probably going to take a moment because it needs to process the netherite. I have not set that up to process. Wow, we are already down to 29 from 35. This is expensive. Running this setup is quite expensive. But I do like it. Oh, we're already at... I probably have set this one to slightly lower. But it's excellent that we're already at a target with one of them. It's likely going to overshoot every single time because it just takes... Oh, I have not set everything up here. They should be split, of course. Oh my. Well, it just takes a bit longer to run, but might as well run in split mode if we can. Yeah. There's a bit of work to be done here yet. I think it's all good. I think it's all good though. Oh, well, do I actually need to do the same for these up here? I don't think they process stuff fast enough that it matters. Unless there is a backlog or something. Yeah, this should be fine. But yeah, as I said, there's going to be a overflow every single time, which... Oh, there we ran out of it. So I do need at least one down here to be powered for this here to run. So one powered and it runs. Very slow, but it runs. Looking forward to be able to really speed this up. That's also another thing. When I get the precision mechanism, I can actually run this at a significantly higher rate. But yeah, that's it. Doesn't really make sense to run this as a super high rate unless there is actually a backlog of things here. Right now there is a backlog in some of them, but not all of them. Anyway, we have our 11 items here. I wanted to upgrade all the pipes up here. And finally, I want to install an upgrade here as well, and I would want to do a round robin. Oh, this one here actually needs a crafting upgrade. Can I? Nope, I cannot. But I did configure it to always craft 64, which means that it should craft 64 every single time. And that should be running fairly smoothly. The only worry I have here is that my production of that will outshadow my current gains of the basalt shots here. Even though I do have a 9,000 backlog of it. So I should be okay for a while. Anyway, this should be the first bits of this build. So let's clean up, make sure that everything looks good here. Anyway, I'm going to take a look at what is up next here. And once I have figured that out, I think I might be heading for the precision mechanism. As that would actually allow me to automate the last bit of the production here. But yeah, I'll take a look and then be right back. Okay, so let's take a look and see if we can actually quickly build up what is it called? Precision mechanism build here. Is this too... This is actually... I think this is too far out. So I think I need to move it one further in. And I need you up here. I need something like that there. Then I need some encased drives here. I need a clutch here. And one here. And a gearbox here. is that? I did not know that was directional. Oh. Pull this down again and rebuild it. So the idea is that it has to point this way. There we go. Do I actually have some more of them? I might want to have a slightly bigger one than that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Something in that neighborhood, maybe? And I need to go at least that far. So the idea is that we have the primary build going from here to here. We have the refeeding build going from here to here. And that refeeding build should be fine from there. Then we need a drawer. No, yet. We need the deployers. We have already picked them up. 2, 3. And you want you to turn the other way around, I think. Then we need a single piece of pipe there, so to speak. Shaft it's named. Then a bit of gearbox. Actually, I think I can do this with a chain drive instead. I think that would look better. So if I take a chain, place you here, and place here, that looks beautiful. Then I take a single gearbox and place you here. So now this is connected up. Cool. We need 3 of my many 3 of my 4 drawers, something like that. Let's see, we need another. Actually, I need a chest of some sort. We can take an obsidian chest, I guess. There, and then we need something like that, I believe it is. And then from here to here. And we need a few funnels. So we need 3 funnels across here. 1 here. 1 there. Need 1 here that's configured to inserting. There we go. And we need the last one at the bottom here. So let's see if we can place our last interface like that. That's the final result. And over here we need a press. And do we want to, I think we want to chain drive that. I don't think I prepared chain drives for it, however. Something like that. We need a input over here. For now, that's just going to be a draw. Can I get a few gold just for testing purposes? So gold goes there. Cogwheels. Let me create a few of each. That seems very slow. Anyway, let that work up while I grab a good bunch of nuggets. So nuggets goes into that one. Big ones, small ones. This is also where my downgrades actually come into play. I do only want to allow 1 stack in there at a time in each of them. That one as well. A single stack at a time. Here, let's configure you to only output 1. We do need a bit of a threshold configuration here. So threshold, there we have threshold switch. So if we point you into this system here, I want to lower the threshold significantly because this is kind of a massive storage for it. I want the upper to be 10, something like that. connect that up. So let's see if we say, what do we want to go with? Pulverized. Yeah, sounds fine. So if you run, if you detect that you're overfilling, then you stop this one. If we have a, how do I do that? I do it something like this, and place a detector here, and you precision mechanism. If you detect we have how many? 2000 and, no, 256. If we have above that amount, so emit signal when above that amount. Yep. Cool. So this one here breaks this system here if this goes above. The power point of this here would be from one of those places right here, because everything else is controlled from here, basically. How do we want to do that? Maybe right here. Bring. How do we? Actually, we do have a chain drive right here. Why not just flip that around? There we go. So then we can power that one down below. So if we, let's see, I don't know if I have enough power on that one network over here, but I would love to if I had. Let's do a regular shaft. Can of course become fancy with all the what are they called? The belts, but yeah, not everything requires a belt. Except we are now at a stage where that should be fine. Should be fine. Then we can. We probably don't want to flip the rotationals of this one though. Right, so we want to have a non-evasive addition to it. So we do want to do a belt. How do we do that? Easiest. Something like that. And would that work? No, it would not. Nope. But you know what would work? A gearbox. Then we'll figure out if we are actually having our things turned the right way or not. But yeah, we'll figure that out. Minor detail. I definitely do not have the power for running this up here. That's a shame. What do we need for it? So we need 256, I think, for this one, and 128 for each of them. We could set up a small water wheel or something. Actually, let me figure out a power solution for it, and I'll be right back. So, I technically have this running right now. And it does as I actually want it to. It goes through here and gets stuff processed, and then it inserts it into this one here. Which then outputs it over here, and it then cycles around until it is no longer valid for this filter here. Actually, that reminds me, I probably need a filter. What's it called? This one here, the list filter. And then I need an incomplete one here, and I need to configure you saying here, do not allow incomplete positions to go into here. And that's more of a way to ensure my own sanity later on, so that it doesn't, if it failed, starts spewing in the precision mechanism items into my setup. But yeah, I'll wait a moment here while this here actually runs the entire cycle of adding everything to it. And then I'll go down and actually increase the speed of it. The power solution, I might as well just show you that. I just set up a ton of water wheels for now and have that running. I could likely do a bit. Actually, why don't we just do that? As in, add a bit of cogwheels here, and then we can easily get this sped up. So we want the larger one, go to a smaller one, larger one, go to a smaller one, a larger one, go to a smaller one, and add a single one here, and then add here again. And if we do this once more, nope, we don't actually need it one more. It's fine for now. We do that, and we should be able to just take that and source it in here. Oh, I miscalculated. Minor detail, minor detail. Does it run the same way, right? Yep. Ooh, this is a bit faster now. Was that the first one? That's our first precision mechanism. Ticked off the list. I think I need to clean up my list over here. But excellent. That actually means that we can take this one here. I do really want this one here, but I think I want a rotational speed control as the first thing here, because that will be so much prettier than all the stuff I just set up. So if we remove the majority of this, so I think we still need the big one, but we can then place a, yep, exactly, and then we can say, okay, how do we do this? Like this here, and say speed it up. Then you have Speedy Gonzalez going on here. Let's see. Let's take a look at how that actually would transfer. Where do you come up? You come up. Not here, right? So you would actually come up here if I'm reading this correctly. Or am I? I might be one off here. I am one off. Doesn't really matter because we do want to have that going up there, and then we want the gearbox up here. Is everything running? Yep. It's nice and fast. I added a small lever here to disable this. Oh right, that was one thing. I want this to be set to 1. Always only export 1. Cool. Next step here is actually set up a few exporters. So I want to export things to these 4 drawers up here. So put some exporters here. I was thinking of grabbing the line over here somewhere. Do have a cable here. So do something in the lines of this. Maybe just go over here, actually. Why be so complex about it? I can hide it up with the things later on anyway. Yeah, we're gonna go the simple route here. Even though I don't I'm probably not gonna clean that up at any point. So if we open up down here, to get sickness up from here. Similar over here, we need to open up down here, which also means that we need an egg. Did I actually create the export for that? I did not. Export, there we go. Luckily it's a quick craft. So let's see, we have one that comes down here. Yep. more cabling there? We think we might do. Yeah, we likely do. Let's get some crafting. Either way. Let's see, where is the closest connection point? Is that this? Likely. It looks like it might be. We just need to hook up the detector so that we can automatically disable once we reach our desired level. And then the gold over here so that we can, export gold into it. I did not intend to fall down there. Oh well. So here, I think that should actually solve the problem. So here we want gold. Gold to be inserted. I think I might want to find a different storage for this, because this is slightly too big. As in, not slightly, but massively too big. Actually, why not just keep the pattern of using a draw for everything? Draw here, we need we do want to downgrade this as fast as possible so that we don't end up with multiple stacks in it. So there we go. Lock that one, lock that one. Alright. So we need cogwheels to be exported into this one up here. And we need bigger cogwheels to be exported into that one. To be locked for that, and we need nuggets here. And there we go. That means that our incomplete position mechanisms should now start working. And as you can see here, this slowly will move up until it hits 25% capacity inside the item vault. This could be done differently if you want to do it with lesser storage sizes. But for my purpose here, this should work. It also allows me to actually have 3 outputs, which is kind of nice. And this should mean that it should now just keep running. Continuously be very noisy, but continuously just running until we reach the limit of one of them. There we go. That was the first limit I was hoping for. So we do need crafting upgrades. I don't know if we need it for the nugget, but it's gonna get it anyway. I was actually thinking, did I have that prepared? I did not have crafting upgrades, but I did have stack upgrades prepared. Because I am thinking that we likely want to export stacks here. And we likely want to give it a few speed upgrades as well. And then we likely want the craft, that one. Not likely, we do definitely want the craft, otherwise it will never actually do some of those things. I'm actually not sure if we need the craft for the ingot over there, but yeah, it should be fine. Maybe just for the sake of it, give that the same. And now I could go around, clean this up by adding a few covers here and there, and clean it up with a bit of a nice looking hiding of moving paths. And of course we want our railing here to be nice and pretty. So adding a bit of a trim to that as well. This all looks good. This is definitely one of the quicker ways of getting this up and running, I think. Whether it's the most optimal way, I don't know. I don't know. And that doesn't really matter much for me either. What I really want to see here is, do I need to look at where these are being crafted? Are they in one of the smaller crafts here? It's here. How about we toss you into a quick crafter? That should mean that they get crafted slightly faster. That's a huge amount that it's working on. Is it doing it over here? Yeah, it is. Okay. This seems to be keeping up slightly better. That's nice. We do not have one that has actually completed the flow through it yet, do we? We have a couple of gold in here, and that's likely from... what just happened there? What just happened there? Why did these stop outputting? That one is running. Did I forgot to configure something here? This one here should be set to receiving. Is this one up here actually? No. Really? Interesting. So if I position you here instead, that'd be better. And then I need you to go down to those 25 again. And you down to 10. Well, it's doing something at least. Good thing I actually have my emergency brake here. How many did it manage to toss in? Oh, we're starting to get some. Excellent. So, yeah, now we have fully automated precision mechanisms. The interesting bit here is, does this one here, let's just put this down to say 32. Does that stop it if it reaches the limit? It does. Perfect. Perfect. So still want 256, I think. So that actually means that we will now start to get not just what we ask for, but a lot of trash in there as well. But if I can hit the right buttons right now, Control G. So we're starting to get a lot of that there, but we will also get other items such as andesite alloys, gold sheets, a watch from now and then, and a few other things that... Can I toss you here? Yes. Then you will increase the amount that it's being processed, but that's fine. That's all okay. I'll read a bit else. I'll die. So yeah, this is precision mechanism. We have now automated the catalyst. I still keep forgetting what that's called. The catalyst here. Have that distributed out over. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't show in between episodes. I just expanded the sulfur generation here. Because I was running low constantly when it's crafting this one here. So having a way of actually dealing with it. I don't think this is enough either, because it's really expensive to craft those catalysts from a sulfuric acids perspective. But yeah, just a small bit, but yeah. So that only leaves one thing left for today. So if you like what you saw, toss me a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and see you out there.